Do you take some time to consider the beauty and glory of the earth? From the very minute organisms that we cannot see with our naked eyes, to the huge, gigantic mountains and blue clouds that hang over our heads, the dazzling brightness and warmth of the sun, the cool of the night, the seasons that come and go like clockwork, the elaborate and captivating colors that bathe all of nature, the animals in the wild, the flying birds, the crawling insects, the magnificent trees and brightly colored flowers, the green tender grass, the rich smell of spring, the great mighty oceans and aquatic life. I can go on and on. As you can see, the earth truly is beautiful. It is amazing. It's our home, the very special place made for our kind, for mankind. Thank you for joining me here today. This is Bora Bliss. For a very long time now, the alarm has been sounding about the impending calamity that befalls the earth if we do not make serious changes. The word climate change is being thrown around everywhere. We are told that the earth will either freeze or become too hot for human life because of the way we have polluted, abused, plundered, and raped the earth. Almost on a daily basis now, we are bombarded with images of fishes dying, birds falling from the sky, animals acting weird and strange against their natural course, the weather acting erratically and causing severe damages, huge fires starting by supposedly invincible beings and burning everything in its path. And then the oceans are covered in plastic and all manner of trash. And then we have the issue of nuclear and industrial waste products that pose a serious threat to people and to the environment. We have volcanic eruptions, earthquakes everywhere, tornadoes and hurricanes. I can go on and on, but I'm sure you get the gist. The earth is struggling and we're feeling its effects. So, as you can see, humanity is actively destroying its home, the only home known to mankind. And as a result, we are supposedly looking for life outside of the earth so that one day we can migrate there when the earth decides she has had enough of us and begins to unleash her fury on her stubborn children. So you see, mankind is preparing to evacuate his home, his only home in the face of calamity. And the powers that be have started policies and programs that are supposedly for the good of the earth. But some of these programs are not, or policies are not really practical and will end up causing more damage than good. They have even gone ahead to tell us in our faces that the only way to save the earth is by supposedly suiciding most of the population because, according to them, there are too much of us and the earth cannot sustain us. Uh, which to me, that's not true. The earth is more than capable of taking care of us. There's still a lot of room for humanity to grow and to expand. And they also go ahead and they play this psychological mind game of blaming the masses for the environmental issues. But then they go ahead and they continue with the hazardous industrial and commercial practices that have led to the desecration and pollution of the earth in the first place. Now, the issues affecting the earth have been tackled from mostly a purely physical angle. And that does not surprise me. I'm not surprised this is the case. Because modern man has been steered to heavily rely on his material world while disparaging and neglecting the spiritual aspect of his existence and nature. The modern man now sees himself as only a physical being. He forgets that he is very much a spirit being as he is a physical being. Man or mankind has been given a major responsibility to guard the earth. And why is this? Because man was made of the earth, from the earth, and for the earth. Almost everything found in nature can be found in man. And almost every law that guards nature can also be found in man and for man. I see man as the physical moving aspect of the earth. We are of the earth, and everything we do, for good or bad, has a direct effect on the big earth and all of nature. We depend on the earth, and the earth depends on us. Our destinies are tied together and cannot be unbroken. So, the earlier we realize this, the better for us. We must fight for the earth. We must care for the earth. Just like we love ourselves and expect good to come to us, we must do the same for the earth. We cannot say we love ourselves yet hate the earth or call it bad. Because you are the earth. Your body is one with the earth. When we care for the earth and love the earth, we are showing that we love ourselves and our bodies. When we show respect for the earth, it shows in the way we care for ourselves, our neighbors, and all of nature. We need to learn to have more respect and awe for the earth. A lot of people can't wait to leave the earth. They can't wait. They want to go to heaven, they want to go out of space, they want to go wherever they want to go. But the irony of it is that other beings are fighting and contending to be on earth, wanting to be here, while we, the guardians of the earth, are trying to leave our post. We're trying to get out. And a side note, this body cannot survive anywhere else. It cannot survive in any other planet. It cannot survive anywhere else. The body was made for the earth. So the only way you can think of wanting to go survive anywhere else is outside of this body. But as long as you're in this body, the earth is your home. And if you take some time and leave the crowded cities, like most people do, we all live in the cities, the big cities, and all of that. And sometimes we have our perceptions screwed up to a certain extent. All we see is whatever that we have in the cities. So we sometimes forget how beautiful and how magnificent the earth really is. So if you leave the crowded cities and you travel or you venture out into the world, into the wild, you will see that the earth really is lovely, and it's filled with life. It's filled with glory, both physically, and you will also feel it inside of you, inside of your being, energetically. And that's why some people, they get away, they go into the wild, they go into nature, away from the big cities, away from everywhere. They just, when they go and they spend more time with nature, they come back more refreshed, more alive. Why? Because you're one with nature. And when you disconnect yourself from nature, you're disconnecting yourself from a very important aspect of you. So some people go into nature, they go to be one with nature again, and to recharge their batteries. And which is important for every human being, because this is what makes us who we are, to be whole, to be complete. So this glory and beauty that we see in nature, in the wild, when we leave everything that's trying to disconnect us from earth, from nature, from our relationship with the earth, and really behold the glory and the beauty that's in the world, that the earth has. We want to see that everywhere. We want to see that multiplied. We want to see it not just in the wild. We want to see it everywhere. We need to bring healing to all the places where the earth has been abused and plundered. There's still some parts of the earth you go to that have not experienced some of this, the ugliness that we mostly see in the cities. And so when you what's the word? So when you're able to see these things, now you have an idea, like, okay, I want more of this, and I wish to be more involved, or I want to experience this more often. So yeah, this beauty and this experience, we want to see it more, not just the ugliness that we usually experience and that disconnects us from nature. We want to be more with nature so that we can be whole. And when we are whole, we're happier, we are more at peace with ourselves, with our neighbors, and with the earth. So the solution to the issues of the earth cannot be dealt with purely on a physical level, like we've been trying to do for a very long time. There is a place for that, and it is important. Just like now we have all these green policies and things like that, green practices, recycling, and whatever it is that we've been told to do, taxing the carbon emissions, and things like that. Yeah, I mean, you can say they're good or bad, whatever. I'm not here to debate that. But if you really look closely into some of those policies that are being thrown at the masses, you would see that it will end up causing more suffering. So, yes, we should find ways to combat these issues. Um, Not just on a physical level. We have to go past the physical level to the spiritual, to the unseen aspect of our reality. And we have to start with the way we view ourselves in relation to the earth. The earth has provided and supported us, and we have all benefited from her abundance and her wisdom. But if we do not change course, we'll also feel the anger and the fury from an angry, scorned, and abused mother. We also have to realize that the earth is very much spiritual as well as physical, just like man. Just like we are both physical and spiritual beings at the same time, the earth is also that way. The earth is also physical and it's also spiritual. We can relate and affect each other both on a physical and spiritual plane. And one way we need to consider in our treatment and healing of the earth is by considering the issue of morality, the issue of right and wrong. We need to understand that every action we take has a rippling effect in our world, and it affects everything else. When you live a wicked life, a life that is not consistent with nature, you are hurting the earth. The earth is governed by laws, the laws of the universe, the laws of nature. And when you go against those laws, you are hurting the earth. And I'm going to read from the book of Hosea in the Bible, from chapter 4, verse 1 to 3. And it says this. It says, I quote, "Hear the word of the Lord, you children of Israel. For the Lord had a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of God in the land." So, you can look around your world, you can look around where you live, where you stay, you can look at us today in our relationships with each other. What do you see? There's hardly any truth. People rather glorify lies. How much mercy really do you see? People trampling on each other, trampling on their feelings, trampling on who they are, disrespectful people, even at work, the people who get promoted. I mean, it's everywhere. The people who get promoted are those who are like without mercy, who are the meanest people you can find, the most narcissistic people you can find. Those are the people who tend to get promoted. So basically, it's like we are promoting a culture of no truth, no mercy, of lies, and then no knowledge of God. And when I'm saying God, I'm not talking about you subscribing to any religion in particular. It's you knowing God for yourself and having a relationship with God. He's inside of you. You acknowledging the God inside of you and being at peace with the God inside of you. Learning His laws and aligning yourself with the laws that He has created. There is no point in you going to church or practicing any other religion if you constantly break the laws that He has placed over the earth, over the universe, and over mankind. And verse 2, it says, by swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out and blood toucheth blood. I mean, this is our world today. This is our cities. This is what we see on a daily basis. Everybody lying, people killing one another, stealing. Now we've come to a point where, like in this in the state of California, now you're allowed to steal without consequences. From what I'm able to understand, you steal $1,000 or less. Now you go scot free. People walk into the stores, they steal in broad daylight, and nothing happens to them. Like in my whole life, I've never seen this. I'm like, God, where and how did we get to this point that now we are allowed to steal under the law, under the law of the land? And to me personally, I call that legalized lawlessness, because even nature is against that. Nature is against stealing. But here we are passing laws that condone stealing from people. And I remember one time I saw like a tweet or something where the police department put out a tweet, and they were like, "Oh, if you get attacked, stand down. Just stay there, and get robbed." I'm like, seriously? So right now you can't even defend yourself. We should just stay there and let people who are not using their heads attack us, and they get away with it. Like, have we come to this place? But yes, we have, which is quite unfortunate. So killing everywhere, stealing everywhere, lying, people bragging about how they steal, people acting without thinking about their actions and the effect it has. Bloodshed everywhere. So this is our world today. And this is what this passage in the Bible was talking about. And then verse 3 says, "Therefore shall the land mourn." Again, it says, "The land shall mourn, and everyone that dwelleth therein shall languish, with the beasts of the field, and with the fowls of heaven, yea, the fishes of the sea also shall be taken away." And is that not what we're saying? Did the fishes of the sea commit any sin? Did the birds in the sky, did they go about killing themselves, stealing from one another, lying? Did they do all of these things? No, they didn't. But yet, they're suffering. They're suffering because of the actions of man. So you can see that our actions definitely has an impact on nature. It has an impact on the earth. And also we see in the book of Psalms 106, verse 37 to 38, it says, "Yea, they sacrifice their sons and their daughters unto devils, and shed innocent blood." Again, the shedding of innocent blood. "Even the blood of their sons and of their daughters, whom they sacrificed unto the idols of Canaan. And the land was polluted with blood." Again, when the innocent dies, the land is polluted. So we're not just talking about polluting the earth with carbon dioxide and polluting the earth with plastics and trash and all of this nonsense. We are polluting the earth with blood, innocent blood, and all of our actions that do not align with nature, that do not align with the universal laws that we're supposed to live by. For me personally, I'm quite familiar with the idea of having reverence and respect for the land. In my home country of Nigeria and most of Africa, before the big Western shift occurred, there was a great reverence and respect for the land. People understood that their actions could defile the land, which would have deadly consequences for the inhabitants of the land. So, for this reason, when it was discovered that someone had committed an abominable act according to the laws of the land, the guilty one was he or she was severely punished, and sacrifices were carried out to mitigate the catastrophe that may ensue. And then the village priest would carry out a cleansing ritual to cleanse the land. But in the Western world, in the Western and Christian world, this is an idea or concept that has been pretty much forgotten and swept under the rug. People live their lives in utter contempt and ignorance of the way their actions directly impact the land or the earth that we live in. Again, this is mostly due to the fact that we have materialized everything while forgetting the spiritual aspects of our being and the world that sustains us. So basically, ugliness in our lives translates to ugliness in the world. Just like the popular phrase which says, as above, so below, and as within, so without. I believe this is taken from the Kabbalion. So, if we are serious about changing the world and averting the calamity that is surely to come, then we owe it to ourselves and the future of humanity to start respecting and honoring the earth, to stop the desecration of the earth by our immoral and wicked actions. It's time we begin to consider how our personal lives align with the laws of the universe and nature. If they're not in harmony, then know for sure that you are contributing to the degradation of the earth. So, as we consider the physical impact of pollution on the earth, we should also consider our spiritual pollution and its impact on the earth. They're both equally important and rely on each other. Our actions have a direct impact on the health. Again, I'll say that our actions have a direct impact on the health and integrity of the land that we occupy. So, if we want this earth to continue to support us and our kind, we must support and care for the earth on all levels. So, not just on a physical level, but also on a spiritual level. This is one way we can start the healing process for the earth. This is one way we can start the healing process for the earth from the many years of abuse we have inflicted on her. And if we do not change, the earth will definitely spit us out. It's happened before to other civilizations, and it can and may may happen again. And I know a lot of people talk about like the book of Revelations and how a lot of terrible things happen in the book of Revelation. Some people outrightly don't like reading it or talking about it because it's scary. And I personally think that it's not necessarily about going to heaven or anything like that. It's about the earth purging itself. It's about the earth getting rid of all the ugliness. It's about the earth spitting out humanity and, like, should I use the word, recycling itself out of all the junk and nonsense that we've been feeding it for thousands of years all the innocent blood that has been shed. The earth is crying. The earth is mourning. The earth is not happy. And if we continue, we do not change, then when these things start happening, we should know that to a large extent we have brought it on ourselves. And I don't know if I should, I don't know if any human being right now living currently in the world, I mean, except maybe you're living in the jungle somewhere, I don't know. But in our modern world, I believe everybody has played a role in one way or another in abusing the earth because of the modern practice of mankind. Even if you don't deliberately go out there say you're desecrating the earth, just the practice of living in the modern world contributes to desecrating the earth. Again, I'm not saying pack up all your stuff and go live in the jungle or in the forest. I believe the first steps starts with acknowledging, one, who we are in relation to the earth, and how is our relationship with the earth. We need to start making little changes. If everybody starts doing their part, little by little, we'll grow. We'll get there. Just like a little child when a little child is born, that child doesn't start walking or running the day he's born. He has to take little tiny steps. And we've been so immersed in this culture of abuse of the earth. And we have to start taking little baby steps in correcting and healing of the earth. We can't do it overnight. But the first step starts with recognizing what we have done and start looking for ways to correct the damage before it gets too late. So, I mean, this is what I have for today. I want to say thank you again for joining me. Thank you so very much for joining me here today. And I hope this conversation creates an avenue for further discussions. We want to save the earth. We are on a quest, on a mission to save the earth because this is our home. And if we don't do what we're supposed to do, the earth is going to spit us out. There might be some remnants left to carry on the human race, but most of the population is going down because we have I want to use the word, we have overstepped our boundaries. We have plundered the earth. We have defiled the earth. And eventually earth is going to be like, you know what, I'm done with you guys. You guys get out of here. Just like if in your house you have like an ant infestation or whatever infestation you have, what are you going to be like, you know what, I've had enough of you. Get out. What do? You clean it out. Right? Even in your own body. Your body fights to get rid of all the nonsense inside of it. So that's the same thing with Earth. The Earth is going to eventually, like, you know what, I'm done with you guys. Get out. It happened before to other civilizations, and it will happen again. And now I believe it's going to be on a wide scale, like huge, because almost all of the earth is drinking of the pollution, of the nonsense that's going on. It's not limited to like one geographical area. And the internet, thank God for the internet. The internet is great. It's done a lot of wonderful things, but it's also exported a lot of evil. more faster and easier than before. So let's begin to consider our actions and how these things are affecting the earth and polluting the earth and defiling the earth. Who will think that something as little as lying is defiling the earth? Something as little as not telling the truth and being mean will defile the earth. Who will think of that? Not having mercy. Who would think not showing mercy would defile the earth? Blood is a given. Blood is blood. Blood is precious. But it's so common right now. Everybody killing everybody. People killing their parents. Parents killing their children. Even the unborn children. Like, it's everywhere. It's so rampant. The bloodshed is not. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. And the earth is taking in all of this. And one day, it's just gonna be like, I'm done. It's gonna be like, it's gonna revolt against mankind and reset itself. And this is what in Africa, most parts of Africa, that's what they did for a very long time. They would always carry out these sacrifices and stuff like that, to try to appease the earth or the gods, to stop calamities and stuff like that, because the earth has been polluted, the earth has been defiled. I mean, even also in the Bible, there's a place in the Bible, I believe in the book of Deuteronomy, somewhere there, where they had, what's it called? Like a practice or something that had to be done to cleanse the earth. If maybe an innocent man was found dead and stuff like that. So the earth was defiled, and then the priest had to come in and carry out some rituals and to cleanse the earth. Okay, so this is serious stuff. We need to start checking ourselves and seeing what we're doing, how we treating each other. It has an impact on the earth. What are we doing? How are we living our lives? So I'm sure you get the gist. It's time to wake up. It's time to change our ways. Okay? So again, I'll say thank you for joining me here today. God bless you. Stay blessed and stay strong. Peace.